Hello everyone, Muckluck Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire the Fourth here, and in this video we're going to go over the pros and cons of the copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic so you can decide if it is worth the purchase or not to you. Now, the copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic is always in the gem store, unlike most other items which are rotated in and out of it. At the time of recording this, it is 800 gems, and I do occasionally see it on sale. It can be found in the Utility tab when it is not on sale, and in the Promotions tab when it is. Examining the item in the store, it says double-click to salvage crafting materials from an item in your inventory, 10% chance of rarer materials, 20% chance of salvaging upgrades, requires 3 copper per use, account bound on acquire. To clarify that 3 copper thing, that is 3 copper coins per use, not copper ore. I get asked this a lot, and it confused me as well when I first thought about getting this item. It has nothing to do with copper ore. It is talking about copper coins, the pennies of Tyria. Now, I have here in my inventory my copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic, and I am at a merchant which sells salvage kits. If we compare the percentage chances on the copper-fed to other salvage kits, it is on par with the basic salvage kit, which costs 88 copper for 25 uses. Using the copper-fed 25 times at 3 copper each, quick math, would get us 75 copper. So the copper-fed saves us 13 copper per 25 uses. Now, at the time of recording this, the 800 gems cost of a copper-fed would cost us 252 gold, 90 silver, and 47 copper if bought with in-game currency. Now, if we divide that by the 13 copper profit, it would take 194,542 basic salvage kits, each at 25 uses, before the copper-fed pays for itself in terms of pure coin. Well, that's not a very attractive number, is it? But let's now talk about bag space. After buying a copper-fed, you never have to buy or carry a low-quality salvage kit ever again. And if you put it in a shared inventory slot, it can be used by all characters on your account. If I had a single stack of blue unidentified items, such as these 250 right here, it would take 10 basic salvage kits to rip them all apart. That is either 10 inventory slots or many trips to the merchant to buy more before using the last one. The main appeal with the copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic is in its massive convenience. You never have to carry or go buy another low-quality salvage kit from a merchant ever again on any toon on your account. I, for one, am very much a believer in this item. Heck, I have over 600 items I need to identify and salvage in my bag right this second, and I don't fancy buying and carrying 24 salvage kits. This item is currently my #1 recommendation when a player asks me, hey, I'm willing to spend a few bucks or a few hundred gold to get something from the gem store. What should my first purchase be? The quality of life increase from this is just huge. That said, let me share a few tips and tricks regarding this item for those of you that may decide to pick one up. The first tip is the shared account slot thing. Once again, you want to keep this, if you have it, in the shared account slot. That means that you can use it from every single toon on your account, and you never have to worry about low-quality salvage kits ever again. My second tip is more of a general one, and I believe I've touched on it in previous videos, but it bears re-mentioning here. If you're going to be salvaging stuff instead of selling it, identify it first. When you identify items, they sometimes will increase in rarity. So when you identify a bunch of blues, they will occasionally become something much greater. Here's a green item, here's an orange item. They can go up all the way to precursors. It's basically like winning the lottery if that happens, but it's really good. Another tip is one that I just used. I was identifying this entire stack, and I saw what I needed for my visual aid. By hitting I twice, effectively closing and reopening the inventory, it stopped the identify all action. Very useful if you realize your bag is about to be full. The next tip is items in shared account slots will not be salvaged. Now, right now, I've got 100, let's just say 200 more unidentified blue items that I want to salvage here. Although I have a very blessed inventory size, I do not have 200 more slots available. If I were to right-click on the copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic and say salvage all blues, it would also rip apart the unidentified ones. I don't want that. If I put them up here, just swap it out with one of the other things in my shared account slots, and then do it, notice it will no longer target those. This trick also works with invisible bags and a few other special containers where the items within will not be salvaged. So now I can hit salvage all blues and it will go through all of them, charging me 3 pennies each time. Now let's do this a little bit more excessive. I'm going to hold Alt, click and drag, which will split the stack in half, identify all 99 of those, and then we're going to do it again. Salvage all fine and lower items. Fine and lower means it will get the blue and if I had any white items in my bag. And you can clearly see all the items that are jumping up in rarity. There's a yellow sword, many greens, the 1 orange, and finally we're going to do the last of this. Now, what salvage kit should I use on these green items and above? The last tip I have for you is when to use what quality of kits. Now, according to the math nerds of Reddit, the Overflow trading community, and the other various Guild Wars 2 groups that have just run the numbers by the thousands and pulled lots of data and stuff that I'm not going to do, it is better to use the copper-fed or a basic salvage kit on blue or lower items and use a better, more expensive to use salvage kit on green or higher items. That is the current consensus from the community. So I have a Runecrafter Salvage-o-Matic here, which I will probably do a future video on, but for now, let's just say I've got a copper-fed salvage kit and a better salvage kit. So at this point, what I would do is get these greens all identified that are in my bag, and again, they can jump in quality, sometimes to yellow or orange, and then I will use the better salvage kit, whatever it may be, a Mystic, a Runecrafter, a Silver-fed, any of those, and I would use that on the green items and rip all those apart. Getting a lot of luck doing this as well. As far as yellows go, we would go to the trading post, we would go to sell items, sort highest to lowest, and see if I've got any yellows or oranges that are worth big money. Swords and great swords are the main things that are usually worth selling. This is almost a third of a gold. So we're going to do that. Yellow great swords are very popular to sell because they can be gambled for the precursors for Twilight, Sunrise, and Eternity. And you get the idea. In short, copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic on blue and white items, and something better, be it a silver-fed, a Runecrafters, or a Mystic salvage kit on anything above blue. So that's green, yellow, and any orange that you might be breaking. And I think that about covers it. I know this video probably just sounds like I'm trying to sell you the copper-fed Salvage-o-Matic because I am so in favor of this item, but I want to point out that I do not have a referral link for this. Whether you get this or not, I get nothing out of it. I am simply very much a believer in this item, and I want to give you all the information I have on it so you can make an informed purchase and decide for yourself whether or not it is for you. The quality of life increase is quite good with it. And I think that about covers it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like for the YouTube algorithm, comment if you have any questions for me or additional input, and subscribe if you would like to see more content. A special thank you to my newest Patreon supporters who help make this content possible, and if you are interested in becoming one and getting earlier access and extra benefits, there is a link in the description. My in-game name is muckluck.9082 if you need to reach me there, or talk to me live any evening on Twitch after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with extra streams on Wednesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a new feature, a calendar with a list of all upcoming giveaways, streams, special events, and video releases for your convenience in the description, as well as an invitation to the Boom Zoom Discord down in the description, which is a wonderful community of people, many of which are very knowledgeable about Guild Wars 2 if you have any questions for us. That's it for today. Happy shopping!